David Lightyear's Charms had a wonderful opening season, no worse than fifth, and that was at his first start, and he's just got better since then.
Yeah, he has. Obviously, lovely horse. He's got really good cruising speed and is able to really build through his gears. So he's just got the knack of, I suppose, the racing, and albeit he can probably improve a bit more with his barriers, but he was impressive the other day.
Is that something you work on, he starts, or you just let that come naturally for him?
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't forced it at all, really. He's a big horse. I think he probably just gets a bit claustrophobic, and probably the more he does it, I think the worse he might get. So just hope with racing it happens naturally.
He's trained on well since that last run?
He has, yeah. He's held his condition really well. He's had a couple of easy gallops and a leg stretch on the grass. He seems in good form.
Also have Swift Descend in the same race, yet to place in this grade, but he's been running on well his last few starts in this class.
Yeah, he has. I'm really happy with him. He's training great. Trial was good, and he just needs a bit of tempo in a race like this, which looks like being, whereas the other day his closing sectionals were excellent, but they just didn't go quick enough early. So I really hope there's a bit of speed on, and if there is, I think he can run well.
Just seen Massive Sovereign have his third trial back here this morning on a pretty ordinary Sha Tin day. Were you happy with what he did?
Yeah, we were. Zach was very happy with him. Obviously, he knows him particularly well, and he was happy with the way he moved. He closed off well. Asked him to stretch, but without overdoing it, and he seems to have pulled up good in the wind. So, provided everything is okay, and we're happy with him leading into entries on Monday, and we'll look to get him going on the 13th.
Just one last quick question on him. You've had him for a little while. Did you just reset with a horse like him and go through your systems and how you want to get him to where he is? That's why it's taken so long?
Yeah, well, he had surgery, so you sort of forced to have 3 months easy anyway. So it's been a sort of regular preparation, I suppose, for a horse who's had a long break. Touch wood, everything has gone smoothly. If it hadn't, we probably wouldn't be able to get him to the race in time, but it has. So I'm very happy with him.
Andrea, first start at 1,000 metres, first Sunday to best last time. What were you thinking going into the race, having never tried that distance before with the horse?
Well, obviously we didn't know how well he was going to cope with his straight course, and he's always showed quite a bit of speed in his trials and his races, so it was a bit of a question mark, but it was a good run. I thought he hit the line quite nicely, we were drawn good, and very positive run, considering it was the first time.
Not drawn as well this week, you're drawn over on the far side. Any concerns re that as opposed to last time?
For sure. As you guys well know, when you're drawn on one, you're giving away easily 2-3 lengths, which it can be very crucial here. So it's never a deal being drawn that far out. The closer to the fence you are, the better the chances. So hopefully, it's a horse that it won't have that speed to go with the early pace. So hopefully we could just jump and try to get across as much as we can, and hopefully give him every chance up the straight. But actually, when the draws came out, and I thought, lovely, I'm drawn one, and then I realised it was on the straight course, so it's not a good draw.
Chris So's horses on a plus side, however, are racing really well.
Oh, he's flying. Chris has been flying all season. He's produced some really nice young horses, obviously, later on. And so the stable is in form. And on the back of his last run, hopefully should run well again.
Luke, you'd ridden the horse in all these trials leading up to that first start, Infinite Resolve. Did you expect a really good performance like that?
Hard to say. He does everything you want at track work, but obviously tough to do that first time up. It was a really encouraging run, and hopefully he can back it up.
He looked to take some riding in the straight. Was that just greenness on his part?
Yeah, it was. He's a lovely horse, but just a bit new to the place. Being his first run, he sort of hit the front side of the furlong and got a little bit lost, and probably cost him the race. But he'll improve off that, and he has. Hopefully next time he's not as green.
Keith, you along the lead. He's been a good horse to you. 3 placings at his last 3 starts. He's getting so close to that win, isn't he?
I know, it's so frustrating. He's been racing really well, and he's such a honest horse, tries every time, and I think we just bad luck every time, got beat by a horse that was slightly better than us.
You've had no luck with the draw this week. He's got great gate speed, but does he need to go forward, or he's just as good coming from further back in the field?
From that barrier, and especially we're up in the distance now, so I think we can still like using his natural speed just to let him roll forward easy. And he's once he's got into the rhythm, he just keeps rolling. So I'm not too worried about the gate.
You rode track work with him last week. Lucky My Way was in that piece of track work as well. Were you happy with his track work, seeing the stablemates come out and won since?
Yes. To working with such a good horse, and he appears he's running like he's just as good as him. So I'm really happy with his form.
And the blinkers off this week. Did you discuss that with Manfred, or did you leave that up to the trainer?
I leave up to him, probably because like you can see like he tries really hard, and for upping in the distance, we don't want him to get on the beat and use his petrol too early. So I think taking off the blinkers will help too.